DJs, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. The market's going crazy. That's what's still going on. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Make sure the mic's working. Everything is good to go on that. Somebody tell me in the chat. Mr. Buy the Dip in the house. What's up, brother? Been a long time, man. I've been watching your stuff, though. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I love to see it, man. Good to see you, brother. All right, so what do we got? Jasmy fighting with the 200-day SMA once again, just breaking above it right now as we're streaming. Look at that. We got to close above there, guys. It's acting as a level of resistance. So we got it. You guys can hear me good? Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So we need to close today's candle above the 200-day SMA. That's what I'm looking at. That's the most important thing for me today. On Jasmy, if we look over at Bitcoin, it's going absolutely berserk yet again. Look at this. Look at this. Another new all-time high. We got to start moving the screen down because we're running out of room up at the top here. We broke 85K, guys. We're about 86,000. Is that right? We hit $86,698. Holy smokes. Fantastic. Right, $86,275. Nice, guys. Breaking new all-time. Guys, it's the crypto future live stream effect in full effect. I'm telling you, right? Every day for, I think this is the sixth day in a row, we've hit a new all-time high while live streaming. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So just so you guys know, as I always do, I'll get through the news first. The second half of the stream, I will get to the chat. I'll go through everybody's comments. So just so you guys know, I'm not ignoring you. I will get to everybody's comments. So just let me get through the news for the first half of the stream. All right. So let's go have a look. We got Bitcoin running, guys. I thought maybe it was possible that we were going to form some sort of a bull flag right here, as you can see. I thought maybe we would bounce here for a little bit before continuing up, but it turns out Bitcoin's like, nah, bro, we're just going. We're just going, dude. So I guess we're just going to keep going up. So, you know, that's fine with me. But listen, guys, what you have to remember too, though, is that this is like 8 days in a row of green candles. So I would expect over the course of, the next week, we should have at least 2 or 3 red days. I'm not saying they're going to be massive 40% drop red days, but there will be, 10%, 15% kind of a red day. And then that gets bought back up. So just expect some sideways action at some point here soon, right? So nothing just keeps going straight up forever. But so as we can see, guys, looking across the market, kind of a mixed bag right now. Altcoins are not running as much as Bitcoin is right now, but that's fine. It's not. This is a message I've been trying to pound home to people, is that it's not time. It's not time for altcoins to go nuts yet. You are going to find random altcoins pop off as Bitcoin continues to run, but it's completely arbitrary and random at this point. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like Crow is pumping almost, look at 35% up on Crow today. Doge 14, almost 15%. It's going to be random, guys, until altcoin season officially starts. We're not even close to altcoin season. So, get excited, be super excited, guys, because we're finally seeing it happen. But at the same time, don't freak out if your altcoin is not pumping yet. It will pump. Give it a couple of months, right? A lot of people are messaging me saying, man, I feel like this coin's not pumping or that coin's not pumping. Is it going to go? Yes, they will all go. They will all go, right? They'll all go. Anyway. You should be able to take this as an example that there is no rhyme or reason or method to which coins are pumping right now and which ones aren't. They're just popping off, right? That shows you that everything will pump, and we're not even close to the actual parabolic pumps for altcoins, right? Like altcoins are going to be doing what are going to look like what the Bitcoin chart looks like right now at some point soon. So, well, I say soon, but in the next few months, right? So just be patient, guys. Just be patient. All right. So Harasan often mentions that financial institutions use Jasmy's software technology. In fact, The first secure PCs deployed by the team for these institutions were actually the VAIO Pro PK models from Sony, right? With Jasmy's secure PC technology inside of them, right? Used by the likes of Hitachi and more. So very, very bullish there, guys. That's going to be the standard. You guys know I'm bullish on the Jasmy secure PC. I can't wait to be able to get one for myself. Very, very bullish on that. What else do we got going on? All right, we got a video. Let's get into a video here. From Squawk Box, quote, "It's really easy to say, it's really hard to do," says Lazard CEO Peter Orszag on rooting out the government waste. We're talking about Elon Musk's program to weed out government waste.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Joining us right now to talk markets, the Fed, deal making, and what it could look like once President-elect Trump takes office is Lazard CEO Peter Orszag. He is, of course, the former director of the Office of Management and Budget under President Obama. Peter, let's just talk about the markets, because we haven't probably spent enough time analyzing this and seeing what was happening. Last week, you saw the biggest move for the Russell 2000 in 4.5 years. You saw massive gains for all of the major averages. The biggest gains, I think, for the S&P, for the Dow Transports in over a year. And somebody explained this to me, a really big player, somebody who understands the markets and has made a ton of money in the markets, and said, look, this is what you get when you have the most anti-business, pro-regulation business administration going to the complete opposite of that. What do you think the markets are telling us?
Yeah,
right
I
now?
think a lot of this has to do with expectations of a lower corporate rate, more deal making. Those are all positive. There's a little bit of pressure on the bond yield, which may offset this eventually. But I think the biggest thing is right now we're in, everything is possible. And what's happening right now is the transition is the time when the glorious hype of a campaign starts to meet the grim reality of governing. And so the real question is what happens over the next 70 days to prioritize all the things that have been discussed. And I think that's going to have very substantial effects on the market.
And within those priorities, things that are good for business, things that would not be so good for business.
I mean, the things that are beneficial are what I just said, which is, a different M&A regulatory environment, a lower corporate rate may spur additional activity. Even the tariffs, which will put upward pressure on inflation, create an incentive for cross-border M&A because you want to locate your, your operations inside of the tariff wall.
All right, I like this, an investment banker type of thinking of how some of these things work. What would upset the apple cart? What would change the market's perspective of what's happening here?
Look, I think there are lots of things that can go sideways, and this is not specific to this administration. That's just a statement of life in the world. And I think if you started to see, I would be paying particular attention to the people appointed. And so far, this has gone really well. I think the choice for chief of staff is a very solid one, for example. If you started to see people who were, the people are going to matter a lot. Let me put it that way. I think that might be the first indication that something would go off kilter, or that this is actually pretty promising. And there, lots of people who said they would never serve in a second Trump administration are now raising their hand to serve in a second Trump administration.
Wouldn't it be amazing if it really did come true that the deregulation, along with maybe a more efficient government, if Elon Musk actually were able to do that?
We'll come back to that. Yeah.
Okay, but if that was able to offset some of the effects of the tariffs, which maybe don't be not fully implemented because countries around the world try to preempt that by becoming more open and more trade friendly than they are right now. What if it all worked? I mean, that would be
great. I would say, I think one of the things from the most recent election cycle, not just in the US, but across the world, is inflation is really unpopular with the voters. Now, we can talk through what caused inflation in the US. I don't think the common narrative about the ARP is correct, but put that to the side. The risk in many of these things is that they appear attractive now, but if they actually do raise inflation, that can come back to haunt you later. And that's true for the tariffs. It's true for some of the immigration policies.
The other thing I said, I'm hoping are deflationary and offset.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's what we're hearing.
You said put a pin in the Elon discussion.
So
what is that about for you?
I am hoping for the success of Elon Musk in doing this. I would just say, if you look back at the history of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse back to Elaine K. Mark and reinventing government as part of the Clinton administration and so on and so forth. This is an example where it's really easy to say, it's really hard to do. I wish him and them.
Somebody who knows this stuff.
Yeah.
What is on the table and what's not on the table?
Because everything that looks wasteful is typically there for some kind of reason, and it's got some kind of constituency that is protecting it. So it is, it's like raising taxes, the same thing. It's easy to say, but then when you get down to the details.
But in terms of,
I'm excited about that aspect of it, guys. I think it's going to be fun to watch Elon try to do that. It's going to be a good time. All right, for you Myria fans out there, guys, we got an article for Myria. The future of AI in Web3 gaming, insights from Myria's tech leaders, guys. This is why I am so bullish on Myria. We will get a Binance listing. We will get a Coinbase listing, so on and so forth, in my opinion. The Web3 gaming space is rapidly evolving, and AI technology setting the stage for transformative advancements. Blockchain tech is enabling players to own assets, and AI has the potential to add unprecedented layers of interaction, realism, and efficiency. This fusion has caught the attention of tech visionaries who believe AI could revolutionize gaming mechanics, drive interoperability across game universes, and streamline development in ways unimaginable just a few years ago. Guys, the gaming industry is about to do some amazing things we could only dream of, right? 10, 15, 20 years ago when we were kids, when I was a kid anyway. Luckily, Myria's technology leadership has a strong foothold in this department. Having led products and systems at companies like Sony, Activision, and Meta, together they offer a glimpse into how AI is poised to reshape the Web3 gaming cybersphere. Quote, the evolution of game development through AI. Good game development is a blend of art and science, says Andy McKay, product manager at Myria and a former product strategy leader for Activision and Meta. With AI rapid evolution, the creative process that drives the art side of gaming are set to undergo significant transformations. And he foresees AI facilitating content generation, empowering designers and developers to produce productual landscapes, complex character animations, and deeply interactive storytelling. According to Andy, this shift will make game creation more accessible by enabling anyone with a creative vision to bring their idea to life with the support of AI-driven tools. In terms of operational impact, Andy notes that AI will play a critical role in creating efficiencies in for game developers. Machine learning and large language models will simplify onboarding, boost development speed, and streamline quality assurance through automated testing. By offloading repetitive or routine tasks to AI, developers can focus on innovation and gameplay. On the blockchain front, Andy highlights AI's potential to reduce the complexity of integrating new technologies by lowering onboarding barriers. AI can enable smaller teams or individual developers to adopt blockchain-based features such as smart contracts or token-based economies without needing specialized expertise. This dynamic opens the door for blockchain to become a core element of gaming without requiring developers to overhaul their skills. AI's role in computation, interoperability, and security in Web3 gaming. Nodes and compute. Myria's CTO and resident retro gamer, Andrew Silber, is a seasoned game technologist with over half a decade of experience delivering AI systems in-game and creating AI-powered software systems. His ventures into AI predate even those of blockchain gaming. Putting the two together, Andrew sees blockchain nodes as essential infrastructure for future AI-driven gaming ecosystems. He explains that in an ecosystem supported by a network of nodes, For example, he suggests using reinforcement learning to train characters to navigate complex worlds or engage in dynamic battles. This setup could enable a decentralized approach to training AI agents, allowing games to achieve higher complexity and realism while utilizing the inherent computational power of Web3. Natural language, Laguna Franca of interoperability. According to Andrew, one of the most promising innovations in AI is the potential to facilitate interoperability across different game ecosystems. He envisions a system where gatekeeper models trained on a game's rules, I get the hiccups, would allow characters from one game's universe to interact with others via natural language-based APIs. So think Ready Player One. So think about that, guys. Absolutely freaking exciting. I would love that, guys. I'm a big gamer. I love games. I can only imagine, that kind of a reality, right? Instead of relying on rigid negotiations between companies, AI gatekeepers could automatically mediate the integration of different games' worlds, providing access to assets, items, and even interactions between characters. This kind of interoperability could open up an entirely new landscape for Web3 gaming, where players can move characters and items seamlessly between universes, enhancing engagement and offering a more connected gaming experience. Blockchain would serve as the backbone for these interactions, providing a trusted ledger for trades, transactions, and item exchanges. The complexity of blockchain integration has been one of the hurdles in bringing traditional gaming developers into Web3. Andrew notes that by leveraging the power of AI software development assistance, developers can now use AI coding models to simplify SDK integration. This will reduce the friction caused by the technicalities of blockchain. AI-powered assistance can help developers reconcile blockchain-managed data with unique game data models. As a result, it enables a smoother onboarding process into the Web3 ecosystem and encourages broader participation. In Web3 gaming's tokenomic simulations, so in Web3 games, the in-game economy is often backed by tokens or blockchain assets. Andrew highlights the potential for AI to help manage and stabilize these economies. He describes using deep reinforcement learning models that are rewarded for creating sustainable tokenomics. Where were we? Okay, so this simulation can help developers avoid inflationary traps that can devalue in-game assets and destabilize the game. AI models can fine-tune economic parameters to ensure a balanced ecosystem that enhances player engagement while sustaining value for an entire community. Real quick, got to get to the super chat. David with a Y, what's up, man? Hope you've been good, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's good to see you, man. It has been a minute. I'm happy you're back, man. I'm happy you're back, brother. Welcome back to the show. Everybody's coming back. Everybody's coming back because we are starting to moon. I absolutely love it, guys. I absolutely love it. All right. Fraud and cheating detection, guys. As blockchain-based games evolve, so does the risk of fraud and cheating. Andrew sees promise in adversarial AI models, particularly those based on generative gain. We'll just call it gain. Adversarial networks. Okay, we'll call it gain. For tackling these challenges by pitting two AI models against each other, with one generating fraudulent behavior patterns and the other detecting it, game developers can create robust anti-cheating systems. This method would help secure players' assets and maintain fair gameplay, which is especially crucial in decentralized games where real-world value is often at stake. Generative AI is revolutionizing content creation across many industries, and Web3 gaming is no exception. text to image, text to video, and text to 3D model tools can empower players to create unique assets from characters and objects to entire levels. Web3 and blockchain will allow players to retain ownership of their generated content. They're talking about NFTs, right? So whether it's skins or armor or weapons or whatever the case might be, being able to keep that in the form of an NFT to possibly use across multiple different Web3 gaming atmospheres, right? Through their insights, both Andy and Andrew show the AI is set up to play a central role in the future of Web3 gaming. Andy's focus on streamlining development and making technology onboarding more accessible. With Andrew's technical perspective to compute efficiency and blockchain interoperability, together these advancements will empower developers to deliver engaging, interactive, and personalized experiences that reflect the diverse possibilities of AI, both AI and blockchain. About Myria. Myria is a blockchain game developer, studio, and an Ethereum Layer 2 solution powered by Starkware, a scaled digital asset, NFTs, and blockchain gaming. Myria utilizes ZK rollup tech to supercharge its ecosystem and bring the next generation of gamers to blockchain. Myria has a thriving community of over 500,000 users, and more than 270 blockchain projects are already building on top of Myria's blockchain. Thanks to ZK technology, users can expect high transaction speed, zero gas fees, and free NFT minting. How can you not be bullish on Myria, guys? Unbelievable that people are scared of it. All right, continuing on. Rect Capital in the house says a brand new CME gap has developed. It is located between 78K and 80,700. So between mid-March of 2024, Bitcoin has filled every single CME gap that's formed. So what he's saying here, guys, is we have a CME gap. We may actually come down and fill this gap at some point, right? I don't know when, but we may come back down and fill this gap. Every single one of them is filled if you look back, right? So we may come back down to around that 78K range, $78,000 to fill this gap. It might not be for weeks or months, but it is possible that it may happen, right? So remember, keep that in consideration as well. And I did tell you guys right off the hop that we may see a couple of red days over the next week or two to kind of balance things out, right? Just in $725 billion in assets under management, Bernstein has been urging investors to add exposure to Bitcoin and crypto as soon as possible. We will keep it simple. Don't fight this. Guys, this is a sign that we are kicking off the official parabolic part of the bull run. I know you probably heard this 100 times. You had to have, right? Is one of the metrics is you will start to see these banks, these asset managers, the media starting to shill Bitcoin and crypto. Well, look what's happening. They're starting to shill it now, right? They're starting to tell you to buy. Why? Because they probably filled their bags. So now they're telling you to buy it, right? This is where retail starts to pour back in, because like Bernstein urging investors to add exposure to Bitcoin all of a sudden out of nowhere, right? This is gonna magnify now, guys. That's why crypto is going nuts. And by the way, while we have been talking, we'll go back to the Bitcoin chart and check it out. Boom, we hit another new all-time high, guys. We broke up over 86,000, almost 87,000, or 86,700. I mean, we are running, guys. This is absolutely amazing. This is what we've been waiting for. Absolutely. We got a little bit of news here about Vio. Check this out, guys. If you don't know what Vio is a laptop company owned by Sony, right? And they are the company that utilizes Jasmy's technology for the Jasmy Secure PC. Okay, so Najoma acquires personal computer Vio economic security demand for domestic production. This is huge, guys. Najoma, I'm probably butchering how to pronounce that, but a major consumer electronics retailer, has announced today that they will acquire personal computer manufacturer Vio from Sony. The company will acquire about more than 90% of the shares from the Japan Industrial Partners, JIP, a corporate revitalization fund. The purchase price of is JPY 11.2 billion. Demand for digital products from the viewpoint of economic security and strong draw line between. So they're purchasing Vio for the purposes of the Jasmy Secure economic security, the Jasmy Secure PC. Massive news, guys, as we start to see adoption into Jasmy software. I told you that this was coming. Haters gonna hate, ain'ters are gonna ain't, right? Let's get back into some more Squawk Box. This is still a good time to build your portfolio.
The executive branch screws up enough already. They don't need another thing to be able to screw up, even though the Fed does pretty well screwing up itself. I mean, if you go back to the financial crisis, you go back to staying at zero this last time, the Fed doesn't need any help making mistakes. I mean, you could make it. I mean, they've screwed up a lot of things, but you want them to be the ones screwing it up.
They've also done some pretty good things too over time.
I guess.
Right? I mean,
maybe. I think the economy itself does things. Usually, if you just get out of the way, I think they're way too much a part of our life. But we'd never raise rates again. If the executive branch, every president wants zero interest rates, and we'd be stuck at zero. I don't see how the dollar would stay the reserve currency of the world if the president got his way all the time. I mean, Nixon would have lowered rates. H.W. Bush might have beaten Bill Clinton if Greenspan, hadn't raised rates. So they always do it.
Well, it is interesting, right, to compare 2016 to 2024, because if you think about the bond market reaction, what I've noticed is the fact that the 10-year yield is actually 8 basis points lower than it was the Friday before the election. So I think there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of positioning ahead of the fact. And, while we have seen yields go higher, I mean, this is a significantly different environment. So think about where the 10-year was in 2016. It was at 1.5%, and the Fed was at zero, and they were actually starting a hiking cycle. Now we're in a significantly different place. Right. Yields are already at 4%. The Fed has actually done a full hiking cycle. They're actually now cutting rates. So I think, when I'm assessing the move that we've seen so far in 10-year Treasury yields, could they go higher? Yes, but I think there actually are differences and potentially some limits or guardrails relative to 2016.
Okay, so what do those guardrails look like, and how high could it go?
I think that you have to recognize that we need to expect that the range of outcomes has expanded quite a lot. And the market is really grappling with what could happen, the sequencing of what could happen. And then in the meantime, how is the economy going to perform? Because when we look at these initiatives, they're not going to impact the data points we get this week or even next month. And so the Fed, on the other hand, is really going to have to stick to the data that they see in front of them, which is still, moderate inflation, a cooling labor market, an economy that is still very, very strong. And so what that says to us when we're building our fixed income portfolios is, this is still a good time to be, building portfolios that have a heavy lean towards credit. So that's something you can get 6 to 8% yield on. Because, generally the fundamentals are still quite positive.
You just mentioned a cooling labor market. And one of the interesting dynamics that's now at play is what's going to happen with immigration. And one of the things you're already starting to hear about, even in the past week, is folks that were planning to illegally, or in some cases legally, try to immigrate here, may not make those treks and those trips. There's obviously the separate piece, which is that the border czar was announced over the weekend and is going to largely be responsible for deporting lots of people. That's going to create its own sort of execution challenges and questions about, how humanely that can all be done. But it is going to do something, I imagine, to the labor market and the cost of that labor. How do you square those circles?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good point. So if you just think about what was one of the factors that drove inflation over the last many years, it was an imbalance. There was too many job openings and there were too few people to fill those. So essentially, the metric is you looked at the number of job openings relative to unemployed. That got to 2 to 1. So that was extremely imbalanced. And so you saw large increases in wages to try to capture whatever spare labor there was. Now that ratio is back to 1 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So we've made a ton of progress here. And so I think for now, we don't know exactly how this is going to impact it, but if it's going to push that ratio back up again, you would imagine that
but do you model it doing?
It is time. See, they're pushing a narrative now, guys, that it's time to buy. It's time to buy. You wonder why that is? I told you guys for the last 2 years why that is, that they were going to be doing this. They spent the last 2 years accumulating, and now they're telling everyone it's a great time to buy. It's a great time, right? Check this out, guys. Binance is listing Peanut. Now, if you were over on the Patreon about a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, we picked up Peanut over on the Patreon. Now it's getting listed on Binance today. So what we're doing today, or what we're doing during the listing process here for Peanut on Binance, we're taking our profits off the table, baby. You got to get over to the Patreon, guys. You're missing out on these opportunities at some great swing trades, right? So I'm just saying, the link is literally in the chat, guys. Get over to the Patreon and join the conversation. Rect Capital, Bitcoin bottomed 547 days prior to 2016's halving, but topped in its bull market 518 days after its halving in 2016. So it topped 518 days after the halving. Bitcoin bottomed 517 days before the halving of 2020, and it topped 549 days after the Bitcoin halving. And this is something I've talked about quite a few times. Bitcoin's bottom in 2024 was 517 days before the halving, but may very well top in this bull market around 549 days after this halving. So for me, guys, it's between the middle of September and the middle of October of next year is roughly where we're going to see the top of this market cycle. History suggests 2 takeaways. One, the halving acts like a mirror. Bitcoin bear market bottoms occur similar amount of days prior to the halving compared to the amount of days it takes for the Bitcoin to form a bull market top after the halving. The best of the Bitcoin bull market is yet to come. We're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started. To continue on with that, $90 million worth of Bitcoin shorts were liquidated in the past 24 hours. Why people are shorting Bitcoin right now while it's going parabolic, I really don't know. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. People are getting liquidated left and right because they're shorting the market at the beginning phases of a parabolic run. You can't be any dumber than that. Get ready, guys. KASPA is doing an event in Australia. The KASPA crew is coming. The ICC Sydney, they're going to have a booth number 52 at the Australian Crypto Convention, November 23rd and 24th. The KASPA crew is in full effect, guys. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right, what else do we got? Vivek, Bitcoin's balance on exchanges just hit a new all-time low. Supply shock incoming, guys. The supply continues to decrease on a daily basis. I show you guys that on a daily basis, right? Let's listen in to BlackRock. $11 trillion in assets under management. BlackRock Larry Fink says, we believe in Bitcoin as an asset class itself.
Well, of course, I'm not sure if either president or other candidate would make a difference. I do believe the utilization of digital assets are going to become more and more of a reality worldwide. Conversations we're having with institutions worldwide, conversations about how should they think about digital assets, what type of asset allocation there should be. I mean, we believe Bitcoin is an asset class in itself. It is an alternative to other commodities like gold. Well, of course,
Guys, shilling it everywhere. All these big institutions are suddenly shilling it. Remember a couple of years ago when they were all calling it a scam? They were buying, and now they're shilling, right? BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF did $1 billion in trading volume in just 35 minutes. Crazy, guys, crazy. Now this, I hope, really does not happen. Former SEC chair begins being considered for attorney general under Trump. God, I hope this is not true, because this is the man who initially launched the very first lawsuit, essentially from the SEC to the crypto space. He was the first one to fire a shot against crypto. This man here, he launched a lawsuit against Ripple and XRP, and then stepped out of office the next day and went and worked for the Ethereum Foundation. This is one of the greasiest SOBs I've ever seen. I hope this is not true. Now, what else do we have here, guys? Check it out. $1.29 billion in shorts will get liquidated if Bitcoin reaches 85K, which we have done. That's why we're having this run. We're seeing a mass liquidation here of $1.29 billion in shorts. Absolutely love to see it, guys. I just said, I don't know why you would be shorting right now. God, that's got to be such, like, anyway, Bitcoin's post-election rally. What is going on?
Bitcoin is hitting new highs above 80, actually above 82,000. And Mackenzie Sagalis joins us now with a look inside the action. Was there ever a time, Mackenzie, where you said, why am I going to be a crypto expert? That's a big risk. Now look at you. Now look at you. We can't get enough of you. 82,000.
Yeah, I know in 2017, I was talking to Bitcoin miners in Venezuela who were doing it to make ends meet. But now Bitcoin topping $82,000 this morning. As futures premiums jump higher, traders are now betting over $2.9 billion on Bitcoin, soon rising past that 85K threshold on the popular derivatives exchange Deribit. The wider crypto market also seeing outsized gains this morning. Ether has eclipsed Bitcoin's rise of 30% in the last 7 days, and Solana's market cap topped a $100 billion level on Sunday on the back of U.S. elections that saw a swell of pro-crypto candidates win office. Now, the total market cap of all those spot Bitcoin ETFs is now above $80 billion, with inflows surging in the last 3 trading days as institutions and their clients pile into the Bitcoin trade post-election. Within fintech stocks, crypto-aligned companies Coinbase and Robinhood, both of whom are in legal fights with the SEC, are moving higher pre-market. And most Bitcoin miners are all seeing double-digit percentage gains as well. Donald Trump, remember, promised that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. and pledged to rapidly build out the country's energy production and transmission infrastructure, which is a great thing for those power-hungry miners. This is one of multiple commitments made by the president-elect to the crypto industry on the campaign trail, along with vowing to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler and to launch a national crypto stockpile.
Just looking at MicroStrategy and thinking about, it's 50 billion now, but thinking about Michael Saylor and all along what his viewpoint has been and how he wasn't shy at all about, and he almost in real life has laser eyes, almost in real life. But the stackers and the hodlers, they must be, at this point, anyone who has been stacking or hodling is on top of the world.
Oh, absolutely. And MicroStrategy was the first mover in terms of adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And that's why this national crypto stockpile is so compelling. So essentially, the U.S. government has $16 billion worth of Bitcoin already on its balance sheet that it has amassed through these seizure operations. But what Donald Trump is talking about doing is not only holding on to that, but he's also been talking to Senator Lummis and her team, who put forth legislation to buy 1 million Bitcoin over the course of 5 years so that ultimately you get a supply of Bitcoin held by the U.S. government that is tantamount to what we have in gold reserves, 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. So it's just you're even seeing the U.S. government potentially leaning into this hodl strategy, as you were saying.
Well, either you're just really excited about your job or you're orange pilled, one or the other. I can tell how quickly you talk and how much you know about this. So you eat it up, do you not?
No, I do, and I think that especially that promise to fire SEC Chair Gensler on day one in office is why you're seeing stocks like Coinbase and Robinhood do so well. Because you've got Coinbase that's been fighting the regulator for over a year in court. You've got Robinhood that has a Wells notice in May, so it may not materialize in an actual lawsuit if you see a change of leadership at the top of the SEC. So it's a lot of these stocks are optimistic about what a Trump presidency might mean.
I saw.
Pump it up. You got to pump it up. You love to see it, guys. Speaking of MicroStrategy, what do we got here? Here we go. Look at this. Speaking of MicroStrategy, boom, up up to $48.88, up 18.08% on the day. MicroStrategy. Then you ask me, why do you think that Microsoft shareholders are going to vote to hold Bitcoin on the balance sheets? That's why. Right there. This is what they're looking at, saying, we want this. Pump our bags. Absolutely, guys. All right. What's going on? Let's look at an article. Renowned analysts, rare pattern discovery. Bitcoin's climb to continue. Since the start of November, Bitcoin has shattered multiple all-time highs, now trading above $80,000. This bullish surge has caught the attention of market experts, with famed trader Peter Brandt recently identifying a rare pattern that signals further potential upside for Bitcoin. Brandt noted that this unique formation shares a striking resemblance with past gold price movements, which saw major gains following a similar setup. If this pattern holds true, Bitcoin could be on the course to $200,000. Bitcoin's price has surged past multiple all-time highs since the beginning of the month, now trading at 81. It's actually 86,400 now, marking a 2.82% increase over the past 24 hours. It's actually up 6% now because it just keeps climbing. Amidst this rally, legendary investor Peter Brandt shared insights on a rare pattern in BTC's chart, describing it as an inverted head and shoulders pattern continuation. Brandt posted comparisons of Bitcoin's and gold's charts, noting that Bitcoin's current pattern mirrors gold's 2010 rally, where gold prices more than doubled after breaking through $1,000 resistance level. If Bitcoin follows this trend, the cryptocurrency could ultimately reach $200,000, a projection in line with numerous bullish forecasts, including those by Peter Brandt. As you can see, he's got the gold and the Bitcoin charts lined up right here side by side. Get out of here with your ad. The growth pattern in BTC's ecosystem. Bitcoin's continued growth is driven by a vibrant ecosystem of developers, institutional investors, and retail participants. High-profile entities such as MicroStrategy and Metaplanet are bolstering Bitcoin's demand and scarcity through the substantial investments. MicroStrategy, for instance, has announced plans to invest $42 billion in Bitcoin over the coming years, following its initial crypto investment in 2020, which have yielded a $20 billion profit. Additionally, as nations consider adding Bitcoin to reserves, the asset's adoption expands, fueling further growth. Cardano's recent success is integrating Bitcoin's liquidity into its DeFi ecosystem via Grail Bridge, exemplifies the expanding use case for Bitcoin, adding momentum to anticipated growth cycles. So 200K Bitcoin in the cards, guys. Let me know what you think about that. What else do we got? Bloomberg, check it out. Bloomberg on the front page of, I told you guys, Bernstein, Bloomberg, BlackRock, they're shilling crypto now. They're literally out there shilling it, guys. That is how retail starts to pour back in. That is how the parabolic part of the bull run starts to kick in. You're seeing it. I'm showing it to you right now. They're starting to shill it to the retail, right? That's why you're starting to see prices go nuts. You're seeing Bloomberg, Forbes magazine, I showed you yesterday, Bernstein, BlackRock, They're all telling retail investors to get in and buy right now, right? This is one of the metrics you have to pay attention to that happen, right? I've seen it every cycle, guys, right? It's happening right in front of your eyes, right in front of your spectacles. Bitcoin's price action mirrors the exact same spot it was at in the last 2 cycles. Here we are right down here. Check it out. Look what happened next. Boom, 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 boom. Are you ready? That's how you get pregnant right there, guys. That is how you get pregnant. I'm telling you. Right. What else do we have? So I wanted to play this just for the sake of it, right? The new border czar, Tom Holman, on the Democratic governors and sanctuary cities. It's only a 2-minute video.
Well, I think, look, it'd be great to have local law enforcement assist ICE because, you know, one thing we learned during 9/11 report was we shouldn't have stovepipes. Law enforcement should work with law enforcement. But, you know, there's 2 things. Number one, under President Trump, he was suing the sanctuary cities, DOJ suing the sanctuary cities, pulling federal funds. Of course, day one, when Joe Biden came in office, he stopped that lawsuit. So that has to be put back in place. And look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, you know, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, but we're going to do it. So if we can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send to New York City because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you. But it's much easier to arrest a bad guy. Like I just said, we're concentrating on public safety threats of human and national security threats. Right. It's much easier to arrest a bad guy in the jail. Give us access to Rikers Island that we've been kicked out of. Let us get the bad guy in the jail. It's safer for the alien. It's safer for the officer. It's safer for the community. But if you're going to release these bad guys, out in the community, then we're going to have to go find them, which puts the officer at risk, puts the community at risk, and puts, you know, and bottom line is, sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. And the left keeps saying, well, we want victims and witnesses of a crime to feel safe, come to the police department knowing we don't work for life. Let me make one thing clear. That's just a stone cold lie. Victims and witnesses of a crime does not want the bad guy back in their neighborhood.
That's true.
And certainly. And most the illegal immigrant community, they broke the law being there, they shouldn't be. However, after being there, they're God-fearing family people. I get it. Do they want a sexual predator in their neighborhood? Do they want someone convicted of DUI 10 times in their neighborhood? Let us protect not only the American communities, let us protect the immigrant community. Who's the victim of MS-13 crime?
Yeah.
The immigrant community.
Yeah.
So, you know, if sanctuary cities.
A lot of people are happy that Tom is now on the job, guys. Let me know what you think about that. A lot of people excited. With the recent rally, Bitcoin's ETFs have now surpassed $80 billion in market cap. Absolutely crazy. Crazy, guys. No one saw this coming 4 years ago in the last cycle. Bitwise predicts a spot Bitcoin ETF. Look at this, guys. This was in 2023. This was in December of 2023. Bitwise predicts a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved and Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high above $80,000 in 2024. This was in December of last year. In January, the ETF got approved, and this month we're at $86,000. Bitwise absolutely nailed this prediction. Hilarious, guys. Got to give them credit where it's due, right? They nailed that prediction. The options market is betting $2.8 billion on Bitcoin going to $90,000. We're less than $4,000 away from that right now, guys. So yeah, I could see it happening. I could see it happening before this month is over, to be honest with you. It's only the 11th. It's only the 11th, guys, right? All right, what do we got? Regulations is at the last piece is the last piece of the puzzle for Bitcoin. Check it out.
This is the last piece of the puzzle for Bitcoin in particular, right? Getting the ETFs launched, and now they probably have close to about $80 billion, $80 billion of AUM in the ETFs. Then getting the Fed, the easing cycle begun. That began on September 18th, and we were out saying that's a great start, right? We like forward real interest rates being lower. That helps support the Bitcoin price. Then regulatory was the third thing to fall, and the election just made that very clear that there's going to be both regulatory reform, hopefully some positive legislation, which helps the whole industry. So for Bitcoin in particular, really, it's all lights are green right now.
Andy, do you think the market's being a little bit too optimistic just in terms of what they're pricing in on the regulatory front versus what maybe be more realistic outcome?
Yeah, I think, the thing that we always have to remember about Bitcoin is those 5%ers, right? The people who spend 5% of their investment time thinking about Bitcoin. That's much less than me, and maybe the rest of the viewers are in that category. Many of them just really haven't engaged yet. So I think part of the upward pressure is that adoption will continue. It'll be Bitcoin, of course, there's a bigger breadth story, but that's one thing that other assets maybe that have capped momentum don't have. There's so much momentum possibility based on just the sheer fact that adoption is still at an early stage. And also that the president mentions Bitcoin a lot, right? The president-elect mentions Bitcoin. Current president doesn't mention Bitcoin a lot. Just that kind of repeating kind of chorus of this is something interesting, I think will bring a lot of new people in, and we have a long way to go with a limited supply of Bitcoin.
So talking about Andy just bringing a lot of new people in, I guess here we are today, if we sit here a year from now, 2 years from now, what does that then look like, and what does the conversation sound like?
Sure, I think for the first thing, and I hope many investors kind of sort of adopt this mentality, Bitcoin is its own thing, right? It is a macro asset, it's a store of value. It really doesn't do much but move from one address to the other, but it has a scarce supply, and it has very good security and a 15-year network. So think of it as this singular asset. The growth in smart contract platforms, in things that will change the way we live, similarly to how the internet did and how mobile phones did, that really hasn't had much sunlight, right? I liked that 10-year chart of MicroStrategy because you showed 1999. 2021 was crypto's 1999, right? That first kind of overshoot of enthusiasm that got toppled like tech stocks did in 99. Now we feel like, well, crypto moves a lot faster. We didn't need 10, 15 years to come back, just a couple of years. The rest of the tokens, and you've seen them in the price action over the last week, the breadth has been incredible. Solana and Ethereum and Uniswap, DeFi, smart contract platforms, Chainlink, which supplies the decentralized universe with data and information. All of these names have done well. The CoinDesk 20 index, which captures a lot of these things, which is our benchmark, is up 30% since the night before election. So it's been a breadthy rally that we think has a lot of legs because, again, a lot of these technologies are new, and then many people don't know about them.
Given that, I wonder how you view the rally in altcoins, and is it potentially doing the opposite of what you're talking about, which is like this idea that the altcoins remind people of FTX, of this kind of schoolboy mentality in the crypto community, instead of, hey, look over here at Bitcoin, this is actually something the president's talking about.
No, I think that's a very good point, and it's important for investors to realize that once they get past Bitcoin, they have to learn a lot of new stuff. Ethereum works very differently from Bitcoin. So to the extent that starts to concern them, as if, I don't know if Ethereum or Solana is going to be the primary layer one, it's too complicated, I don't want to token pick, go for an index investment, right? And a lot of investors around the world have taken in our CoinDesk 20 index in a variety of forms, so they don't have to choose. It's like a QQQ of crypto. And that kind of alleviates concerns about individual tokens having issues. One of the things that we hope for is that in the United States, investors will have the same access to index investments, and that will be the first good defense against individual tokens having problems.
Andy, I don't know to what extent you can comment on the pricing here of Bitcoin, but we've had a lot of guests come on talk about 100,000 is in the cards. We had one guest come on talking about the fact that if everything falls into place, we could be talking about 200,000 in the not too distant future. How should investors be thinking about the trajectory here, how dramatic the climb has been, and maybe ultimately what that signals about how much more room there is to go?
For sure. So Bitcoin's, if you think of its return distribution, it tends to melt up, not melt down, right? And that is seen both in its options market, but also just in its return distribution. So these kind of melt up moments, which are usually categorized by news coming out and trend signals, tend to have legs, right? Again, the essence of trend, one of your earlier guests said this, is that more people find out about the same news and they get on, in stages, right? We have the 5%ers who, most of whom are not even engaged yet. So momentum can have legs. Our trend indicator is pointing to a significant uptrend. I think there's more good news to come out. Remember, we're still in an easing cycle from the Fed, and there's still concerns about inflation. Both of those things are positive for Bitcoin. So I don't necessarily think like another 20, 30, 40, 50% move is out of the cards. Bitcoin proves over and over again that it's totally capable of doing that, despite being a $1.5 trillion asset.
Guys, let me just put it this way for you. If you think that what you're seeing right now in terms of institutional money coming into crypto and Bitcoin is a lot, you wait until we have a new crypto-friendly chair at the SEC and we start to see some actual regulations coming not only out of the SEC but from Congress. You are going to see more TradFi money come into this space than you can possibly imagine. As soon as they feel like it's safe, holy crap, is it going to be a tsunami of money, TradFi money coming into Bitcoin and crypto. You watch. You are in early, guys. You are in early. Bitcoin is shoot to 200K in 2025. Analyst claims it's going to be an epic year. Lark Davis, a cryptocurrency enthusiast, in his latest YouTube video has shared why Bitcoin is going to 200K in 2025. He emphasized that everything is lining up and a perfect storm is coming for the crypto markets. While equity markets have been rallying, the crypto investor says it is still time for crypto and Bitcoin to shine. Why does he believe 2025 is an epic year for Bitcoin? He noted the potential for the U.S. to start a strategic Bitcoin reserve and shared the Senator Cynthia Lummis's has proposed buying a million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. He believes that this event is going to push the price to sky-high levels. He also underscores that Trump has got a lot of pro-Bitcoin, people behind him like RFK Jr. and JD Vance. And don't forget about Elon Musk. If they start to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve, there is no one even closely bullish enough for the impact that's going to have on the price of Bitcoin. The global game theory. He further noted that America is not going to be the only one, and that the global game theory is already playing out. He noted how a few years ago, El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender, and then they started mining Bitcoin and even started buying Bitcoin. Also recently, it was revealed that the Kingdom of Bhutan has quietly been mining Bitcoin for years now. He also noted how the BRICS nation, the UAE and Ethiopia, are all mining Bitcoin as well, and it's happening globally. Russia has also passed a bunch of sweeping regulations to legalize Bitcoin mining and set up a Bitcoin mining government agency. Microsoft has a shareholder vote to buy Bitcoin on December 9th, I believe it is. He stated that Microsoft is sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars in cash, and even if they buy 5 to 10 billion worth of Bitcoin, that would be a massive kickoff rally and buying spree from other corporations like Facebook, Meta, and Apple. He also underscored Michael Saylor's latest plan to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin, and called it this nonstop bid of $10 billion a year for the next 4 years. Utterly insane. ETFs driving Bitcoin prices as well. Coming to ETFs, he noted that his week, about $1.4 billion was bought on Thursday after about $600 million on Wednesday. He noted that last month, Wall Street bought probably the equivalent of 6 months worth of miner production in 1 month. There was 25 billion plus positive inflows for Bitcoin's ETFs this year, making it one of the most successful ETFs launched in the history of ETFs. He also noted that the money is just going to keep coming in the passive bid from Wall Street for Bitcoin, and this will keep driving the prices higher. He also remarked how retail is starting to take some interest in the cryptocurrency market. He also noted that rates are easing globally and global liquidity index is going up. He also mentioned China is announcing a $1.4 billion in stimulus that they will be injecting into the markets. With a global M2 money supply surging, everything is lining up as a perfect storm for the cryptocurrency market, guys. Do you see what is happening right in front of your face? If you don't, let me show you once again. Boom. That is how babies are made right there, guys. Okay. Let me tell you. All right. Let's get back in. Let's get into the chat and see what everybody's talking about here. All right. G in the house. What's up, man? Let's freaking go. As always, guys, please, please, please make sure you're not only hitting the like button, but smash the subscribe button. It would be fantastic to help the channel grow. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to our community. So definitely check that out. Smash the subscribe button. Lily, yo, what is going on? Nick's in the house. So much bearishness in the markets. What's going on? Get on Swift token first, Rob. Been a while since you covered it. I just covered some Swift. I just covered a Swift story on a live stream the day before yesterday, actually. I was talking about how Swift's all-chain bridge added the KASPA network to their all-chain bridge. So absolutely. Yeah, very bullish. Liquidity, what's up, man? Good morning. Good morning. Shane's in the house. What's up? Liquidity, you're the man, Rob. All these fudders the whole time, and you kept us holding on to reap the profits in DCA. Yes. Yes, we did hold strong as a community. Liquidity, we did. Absolutely, man. Funky, howdy. Dip today was expected. BlackRock isn't buying 100 million plus more today for fun. This is gonna run hard. That's what she said. We're sitting, guys. Bitcoin is at $86,400. Really think about that for a second, okay? Take that in. Take that in. Jetpack in the house. Bitcoin is Bitcoining. Bitcoin's got a Bitcoin. Exactly. Funky, this is a profit dip as far as I'm concerned. It looks like some profits come out. I'm sure they did. Yeah, but now it is rising. Jazzilla rising. Yes, absolutely. Big Kev's in the house. What's up, buddy? Fasten your seatbelts. We're coming out of the trenches. When do you think we will see a correction? Probably in the next couple of days. Next couple of days, we'll see. I don't think it's going to be very deep. I don't think it's going to be like a massive correction. And even if it is, let's say we get a red candle tomorrow to completely encompass this one, it'll pump its way back up again in the next couple of days after that. So nothing huge. Mr. Buy the Dip in the house, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe to my boy. Definitely love his coverage, man. He's a fantastic dude. Check him out, man. Check my guy out, Mr. Buy the Dip. Funky, I think the bounce will happen tomorrow or late tonight. Attila, wow, that's what a beautiful day. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, Elizabeth, where have you been, my friend? Good to see you. Isaac's in the house. Shane says, loving the new mic, loud and clear. Nice. Thank you so much. I was a little worried. I'm happy that the mic's working out good, man. Buy the Dip focused on 3 coins this crypto trimmed down my portfolio. Nice. Yeah, I've been kind of watching, man. I've been watching you, brother. Jetpack, Rob is pumping the market. Yes, the crypto future live stream pump is in effect. Alex, let's go. Anthony, good afternoon, brother. We're only warming up. Sleepless nights are ahead. Yes, it's going to be some late nights coming, man. Dumb money in the house. Everything's going berserk. Boomer, my man. What's up, buddy? Lord of the Realm in the house. What a great day for everyone. Yes, California Hot Boy. What's going on, brother? William, my main man, William. I knew I'd find you in here, brother. Good to see you, man. Magic Powers in the house. John, holy moly pumping. Oh, yeah, 86K. Let's freaking go. Man, this is crazy. I've been waiting all summer for these types of pumps again. Yes, I feel you, man. I feel you. Headed to 88K on CDC. Nice. Nice. Crypto Queen in the house. There's my old friend. How you doing? It's been a minute. I'm ready to become a Jasmy millionaire. Yes, you and me both. What's up, everyone? Opinion on how far Jasmy will go this bull run? I still think it's possible it'll break $1. I think it's entirely possible, right? It looks like Bitcoin's going to put in another high right now while we're streaming. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Absolutely amazing. Beebs, scam. What's up, buddy? Bruno says time pays off. That's exactly it, guys. That is exactly it. That's what I've been trying to say for so long. I get so many people that message me and they ask me, like, what do I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Guys, time. I promise you, if you DCA, this has been successful for me for years in crypto, okay? I dollar cost average, and I do nothing. For long periods of time, I just do nothing. And then we get to the close to the top, we start to see, this is what all the altcoin charts are going to start to look like in the next few months, okay? All of them are going to start doing this, all right? And then you sell. That's it. There's a lot of people are overthinking this too much. They overcomplicate it. They get anxiety and like, I feel like I should do something. I got to do something. No, just sit down. Just sit down and don't do nothing. That's all you got to do, right? Oh, man. Let time will grow your portfolio. Allow your investments to mature. That's all you have to do, right? Mainstream starting to shill. Yes, absolutely. Yes, it is. Crypto Queen, I'll take their money. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Wonder what will be the top of Solana. That's a good question. A lot of people think 400, 500, 600. Some people say 1,000. It'll be interesting. Don't trust anything Larry Fink says. They want our money. Yes, absolutely. You are correct. Les is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Bitcoin is over 87,000. Was it over 87,000? Did it get over? It was. Look at that. It did. It broke 87. Look at that. Very, very nice. Shane says on the coin stats tracker, they replaced the BTC symbol with a picture of Trump. Nice. That's a win. That is a win. Funky, man. This breeze feels great. We sailing along just fine. Absolutely. What else do we got? When is Jasmy going to pump? Jasmy is going to pump on February 2nd at 3:02 a.m. I don't know, man. It'll pump when it pumps, brother. Trust me. Trust the process, my friend. Trust the process. Jasmy's moving perfectly from 1 cent 6 to 2 cents 4.7 in a week, fluctuating down a little isn't bad. Yes, exactly, Queen. Exactly. It's stair-stepping its way up in a very, very consistent manner, and I am very pleased with it. And that goes for a lot of altcoins. Pretty much everyone's portfolios right now are looking pretty green, even if it's just a little, right? Funky says, I joined the channel in I think you mean February, and followed everything to a T, and it all worked. That's right, brother. That's right. That's all you got to do. You see how simple it was? See how simple it was? It's people overthink it. They make it something that it's not. They make it more difficult than it has to be. And I'm happy for you, Funky. I'm happy you are a part of this family, brother. AKP, this is not altcoin season. Exactly. Jasmy will do well. Yes, 100%. Aman, what's up, buddy? Faces are melting. BTC's running beyond my expectations, but it's very nice to see. Yes, exactly. Well, that's the thing, right? Is when you get into parabolic phases, everything outperforms everyone's expectations. That's the point, right? And we're literally sitting at over $87,000 right now on Bitcoin. Holy smokes. Bitcoin's going to make me pregnant, guys. Jasmy and XRP will have their biggest pumps for January, February, March, April 2025. I'm thinking Jasmy 50 cents, XRP $5. That'd be nice, Funky. That'd be nice. I like your opinion, brother. It scares me, guys. I'm up several hundred K already with Bitcoin if I mess up like I did 8 years ago. This is just the beginning, Queenie. This is just the beginning, in my opinion. Should I sell my Jasmy for Bitcoin? Angelo, I kind of feel like you're what do you call it? I think you're joking around here. I hope you're joking around, right? Because when you chase big green candles, you get big red dildos, my friend, right? So, so yeah, how many Jasmy do you have, Angelo? Should I sell my kidneys for Jasmy? What is happening with Swift not moving? Guys, it's not altcoin season. It's not altcoin season. Like, what do you there? Look at, there's lots of altcoins that are not moving. They pop off randomly with Bitcoin. Please, please, please don't do that to yourself. Don't sit there and look at whatever altcoin you're holding and say, well, it's not pumping, so obviously I got to get out of it. That's how a lot of people get wrecked in crypto. Your specific project, in this case Swift, isn't pumping right now. You know what's going to happen? You're going to sell it and you're going to buy something that's pumping, and then what you bought that's pumping is going to crash, it's going to correct, and then the project you jumped out of, in this case Swift, is going to moon, and you're going to be left behind because you didn't have patience, right? So you got to be careful. Crypto Queen says Swift will start to move soon. I have some too. Yes, exactly. It will start to move. Like, everything will move, guys. Everything. You could literally throw a dart at the wall during an altcoin season and hit an altcoin that's going to pump. Like, people need to get that concept inside their brains, right? Like, so let's look at Swift's chart right now. Let's go. Swift is sitting on a resistance level as we speak, right? We're sitting on resistance here, quite a bit of resistance. Once we break out of this is going to move violently to the upside. Violently to the upside when it breaks out ahead of this, right? Make no mistake about it, man. Not to mention the fact that it's a tiny cap project. So, those generally will run last. The small caps run after everything else, right? What's going on with Solana top end price? Yeah, Solana, I don't even know, man. Like, what is Solana right now? Almost $200. It's got to be close to $200 now, right? 219. Holy crap. Yeah, it got to 220. Man, I think Solana, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked to see $500-600 Solana. I would not be shocked. Maybe more. I know a lot of people are calling for 1,000. I don't know if it'll get quite to 1,000, but 600 is safe. Funky, I kept talking about the dip today because a few maxis I talked with say expect a 5% dip tonight, just shy of 90K. Yeah, and that's what I was saying at the beginning of the stream, guys, is that, we will likely see a bit of a dip here. We're going to see one or two red candles along the way. How big they're going to be is up for debate, but, it's not just going to do this forever. I mean, there will be some red days coming up, right? I mean, if I go back, let's go back, okay? We did this in the live stream last night. Let's look at the last bull run, okay? This was 2020, 2020's bull run. Let's get way in there. Let's zoom way in on this, okay? This was the election right here, okay? So let's zoom into the point we're zoomed in on up at the top there, okay? All right, so look what happened, okay? This was the election. This was November 5th right here, this big green candle. Same thing happened this time around. Big green candle on election day, right? Then look what happened. Correction. And we climbed over the course of the night. We kind of, in an upward path over the next week and a half. And then we moonshotted. And then we corrected. And then we corrected back up from that correction. And we went sideways. And then we moonshotted. And then we went sideways. Couple of red candles in there, right? And then we moonshotted, right? Couple of red candles along the way, right? So expect some red candles, guys. Right? Some red candles are going to come. And, that's just expect it. Don't panic. Don't listen. You're going to get people that are going to tell you that, red candle, we topped. Don't listen to that stuff, guys, because we're not even close to topped right now. We're not even close. We're just getting started. In my opinion, the top of this market cycle is not going to be until, again, the middle of October, September, the middle of October, okay? We're not even close to the top. We're going to have minor corrections along the way. Just be ready for it. Craig, waiting all summer. I've been waiting over 3 years. Yes, if you recall, back in the spring, I said the summer of sideways. And that's exactly what we had, right? Rob, I appreciate the helium info. Yes, we talked about helium yesterday. Apparently, they're canceling the mobile token and they're trying to get everyone to migrate over to helium, HNT. So for me, that's a deal breaker. I'm leaving the project just so that you guys know. You guys stay in it if you want. I don't care. But like for me, that's not cool, man. Not cool. So BTC just broke 87K. Yep, we did, man. We did. David's in the house. What's up, man? This feels good. That's what she said. WF Capital, let's freaking grow. Absolutely. My power level is over. It's over 9,000. Green Tea's in the house. What's up? When I get stressed, I leave for months and wait to climb out from under my rock when the bull market starts. Yes, exactly. Did it break 88K? Did we break 88 officially? Not on Binance. We didn't. I don't think. February 2nd, 3:02 p.m. Mr. I'll be there. Scam. You caught that, eh, Beeps? That's awesome. Simon, what's up, buddy? 90K tonight. Hey, entirely possible, man. We are just over $2,000 away, about $2,300 away from that, man. Yes, it's fantastic, Crypto Queen, to have you back. We definitely missed you too. We missed you too. X marks the spot. Don't sell more than one kidney. You'll need the other one. Simon, the fact is just nonstop going up. 100K might be in the cards this week. Hey, that would be, hey, you won't get any complaints from me, brother. I'm super curious to see what the tip of BTC is. Yes. I am Jasmy. We're all Jasmy. Seatbelts fastened. Let's freaking go. Aman, what's up, buddy? BTC looks like it could go beyond 90K. Honestly, it could go to 90K before the end of this month, man. It's only the 11th, guys. It's only the 11th of the month. It is Moon-tember. Moon-tember. You remember? Do you guys remember at the beginning of October when things were red for the first half of October? And everyone was panicking about how the fourth quarter is not going to be green and it's not, it's all falling apart. Remember the doom and gloom, guys? Look at now, right? That's why trusting the process works. Time in the market, right? Can't see your screen. Can't see my screen. Can you guys not see me anymore? Can't see me? Can you guys really not see me right now? Let me know. A couple people are saying you can't see me. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, good. We're still on the Swift screen. Oh, you are still on the Swift. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Sorry, guys. I thought I switched it back over to Bitcoin. There we go. Is that better? Sorry, man. BTC's expensive. People who don't know, they only see thousands of dollars moving up and down. Yes, exactly. Causes FUD. Yes. 90K by next Sunday. I'll take that. Rhino Boom-vember. Exactly. David's here. Good to see you, man. All right. Oh, you couldn't see what I was explaining. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, all right. So listen, guys, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. And if you're new here, yeah, definitely. I want to have you stick around. So, guys, listen, I got to get to the gym. Got to get in a workout. I'm going to be live over on the Patreon again this evening, guys. Get over there and join our live Zoom group calls. We all chat together. We talk about, guys, profit taking. We talk about portfolio structure. You're going to want to join the conversation, guys. We're talking about nodes. We're talking about passive income. I will be over there probably around, I want to say about 10 p.m. Central. I will be live over on the Patreon. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching calls, Zoom calls with me there too. So get over to the Patreon, guys. Join the conversation. You're missing out. We've been doing some swing trades on meme coins and stuff, making that cheddar, guys. So get over to the Patreon. I'll see you guys later tonight. I will be here live streaming again on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central tonight. Every day, 1 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central, 7 days a week. I will see you guys tonight.